They remember the little stories you forgot telling, their mood shifts with yours, and suddenly you're hearing a lot more we instead of I. Are they just being a great friend? Or is something deeper happening? I've spent years studying friendships that quietly turn romantic, and here's what most people don't realize. Recent relationship studies show that friends to lovers is one of the most common ways lasting couples begin. In fact, new research finds that over two-thirds of long-term partners actually started out as friends, often without even realizing when the line began to blur. Today, I'll share 7 powerful and surprising signs rooted in psychology that your best friend might be in love with you. And I'm not talking about cliches. These are subtle, research-backed tells that reveal attraction before a single word of confession is spoken, including one at the very end that almost everyone misses. Sign number 1, the pronoun shift in future casting. It's subtle, but once you notice it, you can't unhear it. Your best friend starts saying we instead of I. It's no longer, I should try that restaurant. It's, we should go there next week. And when they talk about future plans, holidays, concerts, even something as small as trying a new coffee spot, you're automatically in the picture. Psychologists call this we talk, and new research shows it's more than just a language habit. Couples who naturally use we instead of I report higher relationship satisfaction and a stronger sense of unity. In the science of close relationships, this is linked to something called the inclusion of other in the self. The moment someone starts to mentally merge your life with theirs. So if your friend's sentences are quietly rewriting your future together, it might not be random. It's a linguistic breadcrumb that their heart is already imagining you as more than just a friend. Sign number 2, the memory magnet. They remember things you barely remember saying. That snack you loved in 5th grade. The exact way you take your coffee on rainy mornings versus sunny ones. Even a random story you told years ago, brought up like it happened yesterday. This isn't just a sharp memory, it's a psychological tell. When we're attracted to someone, our brain assigns them what's called a high salience value. In simple terms, they become a priority in our mental filing system. Your stories, preferences, and quirks get tagged as important, and the brain naturally stores them for future use. It's why they can recall the color of the shirt you wore the first time you met, or the song that was playing when you laughed so hard you cried. These details aren't just remembered, they're cherished. And that's a strong sign you're more than just another friend in their mind. Sign number 3, the availability spike equals investment. You used to juggle calendars just to meet up. Now somehow they're always free when you are. Coffee at 7 a.m., they're there. Last-minute weekend plans, they'll rearrange their day. It's as if your schedule has quietly become their priority. In relationship psychology, this isn't just generosity, it's a form of investment. Research shows that when someone consistently gives their time and energy to you over others, it's often because they're building emotional commitment. Time is our most limited resource, and we instinctively spend it where our heart is most invested. So if your best friend's availability has gone from occasional to anytime you need me, it's worth asking. Are they just being supportive, or are they making space for you because, in their mind, you're already the most important person in their life? Sign number 4, soft mate guarding and micro-jealousy. You mention going on a date and their smile stiffens. They change the subject when you talk about someone you're interested in, or they give subtle critiques. He doesn't seem like your type, even if they've never met the person. And suddenly they're suggesting more one-on-one time, just the two of you. In evolutionary psychology, this is called mate guarding, protective behavior meant to keep potential rivals away. But here it's soft, almost invisible. They're not openly territorial. Instead, it's a quiet discomfort whenever someone else might take your attention or emotional energy. Friendship alone can spark protectiveness, But micro-jealousy has a different texture. It shows up alongside subtle competition for your time and closeness. If you start noticing those small flashes of tension whenever romance enters the conversation, it might be less about protecting the friendship and more about protecting their place in your heart. Sign number 5, the gaze that stays. You're talking about something completely ordinary, and yet their eyes don't leave yours. It's not the casual glance friends share. It's longer, warmer, almost as if they're memorizing your face. And sometimes you catch them looking when you're not even speaking or when you're not looking back. Psychologists have long studied this. When we're attracted to someone, our visual attention naturally lingers. The gaze becomes more frequent and more intense. It's not about staring, it's about connection. In fact, research shows that prolonged eye contact can trigger the same physiological arousal and emotional closeness seen in romantic partners. The real giveaway, it's not just the length of the look, it's when it happens. If those lingering eyes appear during your vulnerable moments, when you're laughing freely, or when you're lost in thought, it might be their way of silently saying what words haven't yet dared to. Sign number 6, emotional synchrony. You laugh, they laugh, sometimes before they even know the joke. You feel stressed, and somehow they start mirroring that tension in their own body language. It's as if your emotional state is contagious to them, like you're sharing one nervous system. In social psychology, this is called emotional synchrony, the subconscious aligning of feelings, expressions, and even heart rate between two people. It's strongest when there's deep emotional investment because the brain's mirror neurons are firing in constant empathy mode. With friends, you'll see this occasionally. But when someone is in love with you, it becomes consistent. They're tuned into your highs and lows almost instinctively, reacting as if your emotions are their own. It's more than empathy. It's an unspoken partnership of moods, a hidden signal that their heart is already pacing alongside yours. Sign number 7, deepening self-disclosure, the quiet giveaway. One day you realize they're telling you things they don't share with anyone else. Not just casual updates or funny stories, but personal fears, hidden dreams, the moments they're not proud of. And the timing is telling. It happens late at night, during long walks, or in those rare silences when both of you feel safe enough to be raw. In modern relationship psychology, this is known as escalating self-disclosure. It's one of the strongest predictors of deepening emotional bonds and often romantic attraction. Why? Because vulnerability is risky. We don't open up our inner world unless we're seeking a deeper connection. Friends can share secrets, yes, but when someone is in love, the stories become more intimate, the details more tender. They're not just letting you into their life, they're letting you into their emotional core, and sometimes without even realizing it. That's their quiet way of saying, "You matter to me more than you know." So there you have it, the 7 powerful, surprising signs your best friend might be in love with you. From subtle shifts in pronouns, to lingering gazes, to the quiet vulnerability of deep self-disclosure. These are the hidden ways attraction shows up long before a single word of confession is spoken. Of course, one sign alone doesn't tell the full story, but when you notice several of these patterns consistently, it's worth pausing and reflecting on what your friendship really means and how your feelings might be shaping the connection too. Now, I want to hear from you. Did you notice any of these signs in your own friendships? Drop a comment below with your story, and if you want a follow-up video, I'll share exactly how to navigate these feelings without risking the friendship you value so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss it.